welcome to day 3 of the 21-day language challenge. I just wanted to update you on what I've been doing since yesterday. So basically yesterday I identified the sort of most used verbs that I want to be learning. So I've got a target of 10 verbs by the end of day 4 of this challenge, and some of those verbs are ones that I'm pretty sure that you're using as well 80% of the time. They include verbs such as need, have, do, go, and like, and want. And over the next 3 days or so, I'm aiming to learn how to conjugate all of these verbs as well. So I also learned pronouns yesterday, which are quite easy to learn in Swedish. So I can actually build very simple sentences now, which is great. Another thing I've been doing is I've been using the Google Translate app as well as Memrise to compare pronunciation, and I think it's quite useful to be able to see how different apps pronounce different words. I also did another thing on the bus to work today, which was I looked at an article, a sort of news article in Swedish, and even though I don't really know that much vocabulary yet, it was quite interesting to be able to see how sentences are structured and the kind of different words that appear in those sentences. Another thing I'm hoping to learn today is the kind of linking words that will enable me to construct more complex sentences. So I want to learn how to say and, so, because, and things like that to kind of enable me to do that. So we'll see how it goes. I'd like to share with you something that I created on the first day of this 21-day language challenge. And it's something that is a really important element of doing any kind of language challenge or any kind of, even if you're not doing a challenge, you're just learning a language, it's a very important thing to do. And what I'm talking about is a written set of objectives and goals that you're trying to achieve. And I'm going to show you my sort of very simple list of goals. So what I've got here is basically a sort of simple schedule for the first 7 days, and I've got a schedule like this for every one of the 3 weeks that form the 21-day language challenge. So I've basically got objectives where I say what I will have learned by the end of day 7. So I've got 10 verbs, and these are the verbs that I identified yesterday as the most common verbs that I will be using. The little number 4 up there means that I want to do this by the end of day 4, which is by the end of tomorrow. I want to be able to conjugate them in the present tense by the end of day 7. And then learning pronouns, talking about myself, what I do, what I like, where I'm from, and I will also want to be able to ask people about what they do and so on. And I also want to learn link words that I talked to you about earlier today, sort of and because and so on. And I've got some actions and tools here. It's not finished, but I'm basically going to find a podcast and a YouTube channel that I want to watch by the end of day 7. So why is it important to have these goals written down? It's very important because that way you know exactly what you're trying to learn, and you will be able to sit down on day 7 at the end of the day and see what you have actually learned, what you have achieved and what you haven't achieved, and that way you will be on the right track. And if there's anything that you were hoping to learn but you haven't learned, you can kind of pick it up easily from there. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. There's another reason to kind of celebrate. Once you've ticked off everything from your list, you can kind of celebrate at the end of day 7. And this is everything from me today on day 3, and I encourage you to join me tomorrow for day 4 of the 21-day language challenge.